Okay, I've got a cold, so if my voice sounds too funny, that's all that's going on. In any event, I found this channel, which I kind of like, Men Operating in Reality, but he really isn't this young man because he's not quite there yet. He doesn't know the stuff we know. So I want to improve his channel. I hope he sees this video and I'll respond to this video. Why the 50-50 conversation is stupid. Uh, Men operating around, I'll just call you MR for short. Okay. So it's stupid to talk about women giving their fair share. Okay. Let's hear this.
Can we stop with the 50-50 conversation? I'm speaking for the black economy as a whole. Majority of us are not rich. So the whole he should pay all the bills does not apply to everybody except for the people that you see being crazy on social media. If she's cool.
So you're talking about guys that have money can pay all the bills. Okay.
With you paying all the bills and saving all her money and not contributing to your economic status in any type of way, then you should leave the girl alone. Moral of the story is, if you're going to pay all the bills, whoever is not paying bills should use the money for saving and investing, and it should go towards something to change your economic status as a family.
Okay, now that is terrible advice. If you're a man who's paying the bills 100%, and the woman's money is just going into investments, know what's going to happen in about 10 years? She's going to leave, like women do, and she'll have a bunch of investments. And you'll have nothing because you haven't saved any money up. You spent all your money on bills to bribe this woman into your life. So that is complete stupidity that this young man said.
You still both have to take care of the children, no matter who's paying the rent. Come together and stop dividing, because majority of the people in the black community aren't rich.
So, dude, women deselecting men isn't dividing anything. They're doing exactly what they want. They're not interested in being with the guy. So they're not dividing. This is a begging video. This guy's begging women of his race not to dump him, which is pathetic.
Can we start with the 50?
Now let's break this down. He's 100% correct on this.
Okay, MR, you're agreeing with this guy? That's a bad sign.
First of all, and this because he's talking about black people. First of all, black people, we are not rich.
Why are you making this about race? Do you think that the Hispanic community is particularly rich? Most of us are poor anyway. It has nothing to do with race.
All right, we don't have no community. Black women divorce most of the time.
Exactly, MR. Why? Because they're not really interested in being with the man in the first place. The man bribes her to be around, and when she feels like leaving, she does, yes. So, I mean, what can I say?
We got no community. Everybody out here struggling, and women always put themselves in their actions, put themselves in more debt that they can handle.
So what? They have safety nets. They can find some sucker to pay their bills off. That happens all the time. Why would women care about making debt?
So they want to get a man that wants to pay 100%, and they talking about it. First of all, women, you're not going to be an adult and think you're going to live life like a child for the rest of your.
They're not living like children. They're living like nobility, right? They have privilege and rights and no obligations. That's the way it is. And the reason that's the case, MR, because men want women around and women don't give a shit about men. So that explains all of this. The man either pays the bride price or she doesn't deal with him. So you can't shame women from not behaving the way they do. They behave the way they do because they can.
Your life. You're going to have to put in some work. Now, I don't give a damn if he pays 50, you do 50, if he does a 70, because I say 70-30.
Well, there you go. You're admitting that you're willing to put more into it, right? So if a woman can demand 70-30, why can't you go 100-0? Right? Remember, she has all the leverage. You have none. You want to be with her. She doesn't want to be with you. I mean, where's your leverage?
I don't care if you do 100, you do 0.
Well, there you go. Then what are you complaining about? If you do 100, she's good, and she does 0, you're giving everything. She doesn't have to give anything. If you don't care about that, then there's nothing for you to complain about.
You put in some work, some type of work.
That makes no sense whatsoever, MR. What do you think 100% is? If you're demanding that she's going to put in some work, then it can't be 100-0.
And that's the problem with these modern relationships.
No. This is not a modern thing. Let me show you something. Women of the 1800s, right? Just a minute. Were there not women in those days that didn't have to work? That found a man who was willing that he put in 100 and they put in 0. These women, the outfits they have, do you think they got dressed that way because they worked hard jobs? No. Right. So this has nothing to do with modern times.
Women think that the man has to pay for everything and do everything while she just sits around twiddling her thumbs and thinks she's going to live a great lifestyle.
Well, it does happen that way. See it all the time. MR, how many women marry these NBA players? And that's exactly how they live their lives. But they can make that demand anyway because they don't want to be with the man. The man wants to be with her, right? So they can make all the demands they want.
These same men, and then these same men be the ones that be stepping out. They the ones probably put their hands on women. They the ones that probably cheating. But when the good man comes through, he not gonna cheat. He's trying to respect a woman by saying she's independent. She don't need a man. She can pay for her bills. Okay, cool. You pay half. Pay the half. I'll take half of your burden. But women was like, oh, you gotta take all my burden or nothing. Okay, bet. You take 100% of your burden then and struggle. Be depressed. Be sad.
I'm sorry, but this is just sour grapes. They're not going to struggle and they're not going to be sad. If they don't give a shit about being with us, they're not going to feel any sorrow for not being around us. If you see a cat woman, it's not that she can't get a guy. It's because she likes cats. She prefers cats over men, right? I mean, take a look. I typed in receptionist here. Do you see any male receptionist here? No. It's an easy gig where women live, or I should work in these clean, safe environments. And all they have to do is talk on the phone and maybe someone who comes up in person. And it pays decently. They don't need a man, right? It's not a struggle. And that's why these 1800 women, that's why they struggled to get a man. Because either if they wanted this kind of lifestyle, they had to get a wealthy man or they had to work. That's not true anymore. There's all kinds of easy jobs for women to snatch up, right? So a man has to pay, he has to earn so much more than her in order to bribe her, right?
All that stuff. And these women think they're winning.
They don't think they're winning. They have won. They get everything they want. They have won.
These women think they're winning because they go out and independent. They can do it on their own. Okay, fine. Go and do it on your own. But women need to stop complaining that there's no good men out there. When there's good men out there that are winning, that are willing to be there for you, take care of you, all that stuff.
Your idea of a good man and theirs, two different things. Their idea of a good man is a guy of high status. That's their idea of a good man. It's not the quality of the man. It's not that he goes to work every day. These women love to have like a druggy rock star that passes out every night because he has high status. That's what she cares about.
Well, you just got to reciprocate and do some work. This is not no free lunch.
Well, it is a free lunch. You just got through saying you don't mind if it's 100-0. Is that not a free lunch?
Problem with these modern women, especially black women, they think this is a free lunch. Ain't no free lunch. You got to work for something. You work at your job, right? You don't get no paycheck unless you do a work.
What? That's her job, though. Gender relationships, she has all the cards. So, I mean, she can get a free lunch and does. You admit it that the black women end up being the ones that initiate divorce. They don't get what they want, they leave because they don't give a shit about being with the man. It's a man who cares to be with the woman. See, they've got all the cards. MR.
What makes you think you'll get a husband and you're not gonna do no work?
They think it because they see it in reality. Remember, what's the name of your channel? Men operating in reality, right? And that's the reality of it.
The conversation. I'm speaking for the black economy as a whole. Majority of us are not rich. So the whole he should pay all the bills does not apply to everybody except for the people that you see being crazy on social media.
And what's crazy is the women on social media, the ones that are going around sleeping with dudes and getting pregnant, all that stuff, the man that they got that impregnated them, he didn't pay 100%. He didn't pay no bills. He didn't pay nothing. But all of a sudden, when a woman is burdened and she has all this debt that she put on herself, she has a child, all of a sudden, you as a good man had to pay 100%. You have to pay 100%, take care of her child, take care of her burdens, make sure she don't do nothing, make sure she stay home, make sure she stay at home, make sure she don't cook, make sure she don't clean, make sure she got her own time. But you had to crash out for.
Yeah, of course. Those are her demands. Men pay it.
Nothing for used up peace leave. You have to crash out for a woman that's going to be insubordinate. A woman
used up. Believe it or not, MR, that's actually anti-male language. In other words, another man's dick got into her. There's nothing worse to men than a woman who's had sex with another man other than themselves. His sex ruins her somehow, right?
It's going to be disrespectful. This is why men are in. That's why men are.
Why would she respect someone who's going to pay 100%?
Or in these type of spaces because men are tired of crashing out for women who are used up.
No. Men are being deselected. Don't act like, men are changing their ways. They're not. You just admit it. Again, black women are initiating divorces. They're the ones that are rejecting men. If they didn't reject men, these men who are crashing out would still be crashing out.
I gotta overpay for a used car. Why would I do that when I can just pay that same price for a new car?
If you could buy a new car, then you wouldn't be complaining about the old car being expensive. You would just buy the new car. Obviously, you can't. Beggars can't be choosers. If you live in a one-horse town, you want to buy that horse, the price is going to be through the roof. And there's no guarantee that horse is going to be of any quality. That's just the way it is. It's a seller's market.
Women love to think that they're not used up. It's weird. Women love.
It's not weird. It goes along with their experiences. When some woman says yes to a man, he goes for it. He takes men take what they can get. They might complain that she's banged other guys, but he'll take her if she says yes.
Love to think they can ask for these same prices as they were virgins. They're not. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. They're trying to ask for a virgin's price.
Well, they can get it if that's all you can get, right? Like again with the one horse town. The one horse could be a nag, but if that's the only horse you could get, the price is going to be paid by you.
It don't work like that.
Well, then you're not operating in reality, MR, because it does work like that. It works like that all the time.
Yeah. If she's cool with you paying all the bills and saving all her money and not contributing to your economic status in any type of way, then you should leave the girl alone. Moral of the story is, if you're going to pay all the bills, whoever is not paying bills should use the money for saving and investing, and it should go towards something to change your economic status as a family.
Unfortunately, and that's a great point right there. Unfortunately, modern women are selfish. That's why they always think about they want make the easier life for you. No woman says that I want the easier life for my family. She said I want the women are saying I want.
And this has nothing to do with modern women, right? Like I said, in the 1800s, if women could leech off a man, they would make him do all the work, and they just have to live this easy life. Just modern women can do it now. That's it.
The easy life for me, not for me and the children, and for me or me, my husband, the children. It's for me.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The family unit is female centric. It always has been. MR, what happens? Like if a father with kids becomes widowed, he scrambles to find another woman to be the mother of his kids. But what he's really saying is he's looking for another woman to be with him because the kids never meant anything to him. Right? If a man was about his children, if he becomes a widower or divorced, he would say, no, I don't need another woman. I've got my children. He doesn't do that, though.
So women are selfish. What's the saying? His money is my money, and my money is my money.
That's true. And I want to point out that that is a very old saying. I heard that when I was a boy, and I'm pushing 60. So why would you talk about modern women? That saying has been true before I was born. So this has always been the way.
That's how women think. And obviously, we have stories where women have been with the man helps them through school, the man helps him create a business, and as soon as the woman is established, she divorces the man.
Exactly. The man was always just a means to an end. That's how women view men. So why would you get into a relationship at all and talk about 50-50? You know, this is a begging video, MR. Black women, come back to us, right? It's not going to work. You've got nothing for them to offer them that they want. They don't want you. So unless you have money, you can't bribe them. And even if you could, that doesn't keep them around forever.
This is why men are suckers for paying 100% on everything without your woman earning it.
Would you just admitted that you wouldn't mind a man paying 100%? So does this make you a sucker, MR?
Because I don't even get mad if the man wants to pay 100%. Cool, but what does she do?
Okay, thank you for admitting it. So you're admitting you're a sucker. I'm sorry, dude, but that's what it is. If a man wants to get together with a woman, she's got all the cards. So I mean, that's just the the criteria of the relationship.
To earn that? What does she do to earn?
She doesn't have to earn it. What do you think 100% means?
that for you to give her, because there's a simp out there that pays his wife $20,000 a year or some dumb, a month or some dumb stuff like that, just for her presence. A woman's presence is not enough.
If it's not enough, then how come guys pay it? I mean, all men simp. All men pay a price. Even this guy said 70-30. Well, actually, you said it. 70-30 would be good. So you're simping there. If you weren't, you would demand 50-50.
It's not enough. She be going to work and she don't just stand there at work. Does she not?
Well, dude, what can I say? If you demand that of a woman, she just leaves. She's not interested in you as a person. Women aren't interested in me as a person. They got all the cards.
She got to be doing something. And no love, no amount of love, no amount of sex, no amount of cooking and cleaning going to change that.
Dude, you are not operating in reality at all. Men pay women for sex. If women gave out sex and actual love to a man, he would be happy with 100%. He wouldn't care because man is paying for the woman anyway. There's all kinds of sexless marriages out there. You did a video admitting that. So a man does pay a woman for her presence alone.
You still both have to take care of the children, no matter who's paying the rent. Come together and stop dividing, because majority of the people in the
This young man's a fool, MR. There is no dividing. There's women dumping men. That's what it is. This guy thinks that men and women are a unit or a pair. They're not. The man's offering a bribe, the woman accepts it. That's it.
Black community aren't rich.
Exactly. The majority of black people are rich, so we got to come together. We're the most divided race. There is no black community. When people want to say the black community, there is no black community.
Well, of course, communities revolve around women, right? I mean, that's what it is. You could form your own black community of men, right? But you don't want to do that. Men don't like other men. So all communities revolve around women. And also, women have communities. They have communities of other women. That's who they actually want to be around, MR. They want to be around other women. So they form their communities. So the community doesn't die. It's just that you're not a part of it.
Community consists of families, neighborhoods. There is no family in the black community. I'm sorry. But modern women are so selfish, they will destroy the community for their own selfish needs. Then they cry that there's no men, that there's no men to take care of them. We done moved on. We done moved away. You say you didn't want us. We said
you didn't move on, though. They rejected you. They rejected you and me. I'm no different from you. They're not interested, right? Like I said, when they got these easy, clean, safe indoor jobs, they were free to reject us. And they showed us. They said, we don't care about you. We only cared when in the old days when, we had to work hard. Right.
We're not needed. You say we don't want us. You say we're broke. You say we're dusty. All right, cool.
That's all true, though. We aren't needed or wanted by women. Most of us are broke.
We either go in MGTOW, go on our own, or we get our passports and leaving, or we're dating outside the community. Because you see a lot of black dudes dating white women, or Hispanic women, or Asian women.
And sorry, dude, but if that was true, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't be making this video. If there were other races of women that black men could just jump to, there'd be nothing to complain about. The reason why you're complaining to black women because there aren't, other women that are interested in you. You're just as broke to a Hispanic woman or a white woman as you are to a black woman. So when you see a black man dating, some other race of woman, what's he doing? He's got a high status job. He makes decent money, right?
And having successful marriages too.
Really, how is their marriages successful? The divorce rate is the same culture-wide, race-wise.
Unfortunately, modern black women will give themselves with a good man, but just because of one flaw, maybe he don't, like I said, he don't pay all the bills, or maybe he's working too much.
It's not due to a flaw. She just gets tired of the man. That's it. She never wanted to be with him in the first place, right? The bribe only lasts so long. So this video is a begging video. MR, you're begging black women. It's not going to work. They're not interested in being with you. Or this young man complaining here. They're not interested, and there's nothing for you to offer. And also be truthful. You want these women to love you for yourself. And they're telling us they don't. If you have to bribe them to be around you, there is no love there. So I hope, MR, you hear what I have to say and you think about what you've been saying. All right. See you around, man.